Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back from social media at the beginning of the year, with a close source claiming they would not return to any online platforms following torrents of abuse. The Sussexes also do not have their Archie Foundation on any major social media networks, with Prince Harry recently stating he would not return to any of the platforms until the issue of misinformation was fixed by the companies. But some royal commentators were perplexed at Harry and Meghan's U-turn on social media, with one remarking the pair seemed to relish in their social media channels when it suited them in the past. Daily editor at the Daily Mail, Richard Eaton, discussed Prince Harry's recent interview at the Rewired Summit, where the Duke discussed the scale of misinformation on social media. The Prince remarked families were being destroyed by the problem but did not think the problem was so big it could not be fixed. He said, "I lost my mother to this self-manufactured rabidness. And obviously I'm determined not to lose the mother to my children to the same thing." Mr. Eaton shared his thoughts on Prince Harry's comments but was confused when he and his wife made their reverse on social media. He said, "As always with Harry and Meghan, they sort of say things which leave you very confused afterwards. I mean, they used to be such keen fans of social media. Meghan sort of made her name through her lifestyle blog and regular Instagram posts of bananas and hints about her relationship with Harry. And then when they had Sussex Royal, they were always posting on Instagram and Twitter, but since the Queen banned them from using the royal title and they had to stop using that, they became much less keen." Mr. Eden suggested Harry and Meghan were annoyed because they could not monetize social media as other platforms, like Spotify and Netflix, have paid them millions to be on there. Royal historian Dr. Tessa Dunlop, who was on a panel with Mr. Eden, slammed his cynical views before moving on to Prince Harry's claims he warned the boss of Twitter about the Capitol Hill riots in January. In the Rewired interview, Prince Harry claimed he warned Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey in an email that the Capitol Hill riots would happen. The Prince said, "I warned Jack that a coup was being staged on the day before, Jan 5, and I haven't heard from him since." He also remarked he would not return to social media until things were fixed. Dr. Dunlop remarked many people have tried to contact Jack Dorsey and, like Harry, were always ignored. Mr. Eden pondered how Prince Harry knew the riots would happen if he and Meghan had vowed to stay off social media in a boycott. At the beginning of the year, The Times claimed a source close to the couple said they would no longer use social media in a personal capacity and would be keeping their Archie Foundation off major social sites. Meghan Markle's stance on the media has been rejected by leading CEO Melody Hobson, who argued that both the mainstream media and social media platforms could help encourage young people to be ambitious. In an in-depth conversation with the New York Times DealBook Online Summit, the Duchess of Sussex argued that clickbait culture was damaging for women and young girls, and was focused more on creating the news than reporting the news. Ms. Hobson, the co-CEO and president of Ariel Investments, hit back at Meghan's summary of the media, saying, "It can be harnessed for good, it can be harnessed in the other way. I've been watching the Muhammad Ali documentary by Ken Burns. That's a classic example of a look back at an individual who was extraordinarily controversial at the time and just being able to see the totality of their impact on a society and understand the greatness that was there. So the question is, how can we very carefully curate some of those messages, especially for young people, in a way that will them again to be this ambitious and aspire for that same kind of greatness?"